Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining PyLadiesCon 2024. It's really an honor to have you all joining us today. And I am very excited to be able to introduce our next speaker. She is a quality assurance engineer. She's also the co-lead for DryCon Kenya, and she actively contributes tech communities across the country. Today, she'll be giving us a talk on the topic Building and Managing Tech Communities, a guide for empowerment and growth. Everyone, please help me welcome on stage our next speaker, Monica Oyigi. Thank you all.
Hi everyone, my name is Monica Yugi and I'm privileged to speak on my first PyLadies event. I really love coding in Python and let's see what I have for you guys. So my talk today is going to be about just building and managing tech communities. So I prepared a guide to help in empowerment and growth to anyone who's willing to try out organizing tech communities, or you there and maybe you need to find a way on how to make it better by yourself. So going to the next slide about me. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, my name is Monica Yugi. I'm a quality assurance engineer and I have 9 years of experience in the tech ecosystem. And part of my role is to do automation, manual testing, and just to make sure the quality of the app runs better before it's released for UAT or to the customers for use. And apart from that, I wear so many hats. I organize like 5 communities right now. I had to drop some because it comes with growth and then it comes with so many things. So I had to choose my battle. So start with DjangoCon US is one of the largest Django community in North Carolina. So basically my role at DjangoCon is a volunteer. I'm the co-volunteer chair where I help with people who need to volunteer at the event because I mastered this. For PyCon Kenya, I'm the lead organizer for PyCon Kenya. It's a community for Python developers and enthusiasts who need to join PyCon in my country. API Festival is an event that connects people who use API or any other, if you're using applications that connected with API. So we organize events to help people get to know more about APIs, how to inject them with front end. And yeah, as much as testing is done, anything concerned with API. DotCon Kenya is an Android community which focuses on Android, Kotlin, and Firebase mostly. So I got myself involved in DroidCon as the first time in 2019. This was the first ever community that I helped with. So I got in as a marketing manager, and then after that, I now got into as the volunteer chair as well. So RubyConf Africa is a Ruby community in Africa generally. We majorly host it in Nairobi. And I had the opportunity to help the entire organizing team to reshape it just to make the event run smooth. So what is a tech community? In my opinion, I feel like a tech community is a group of people who come with shared interest in technology as a whole. And then the main purpose as to why we have these communities is to share knowledge, collaborate, and support one another into the industry. And examples could be meetup, conferences, online forums, and hackathons. So in my career growing, I found that all these examples are the best forums that could help me define the best tech community. So some of the importance of tech communities that I have figured out is that I get to build a very huge network with the people that I meet. When I started my career, I started as a web developer and then moved to software developer, then software engineering, and now shifted to quality assurance. And I think through my career, I didn't make it alone because I met people along the way who could help me and identify my strength and tell me, I feel like you should do this, I feel like you should do this, and this one works best than this one. So having to build that relationship with peers was the most important thing that I had to grow my career. And we come together also for knowledge sharing because you learn from others, and this one helps to like curb the imposter syndrome. The more you learn from others, the more you know what's expected in your field and what you tend to have missed, right? When you meet up with people. Another is have a supporting system. So have a mentor, and this person should be somebody who provides mentorship. I have had 3 mentors since I started my career 9 years ago. And what I've learned about mentors is that they come and go. And once they've helped you grow at a certain stage and you feel like it's okay to move to another person, please don't feel guilty, because everybody in our lives, as the way we relate in life, there's a time to come and go. So have people who support you, somebody who doesn't want to compete with you, but somebody who guides you to what you're supposed to be, somebody who makes you be a better person as you grow your career. For collaboration, I feel like it's good to work on open source projects, and insist on open source, because the more you work with people, you get to know how to communicate your soft skills and also to showcase your work. Because when you connect with people on hackathons or work on various open source projects, you'll see how people's codes are written, like they're not redundant, they're clean code. People are using several tools in order for them to like manage their work or projects when it comes to testing or deploying your applications on CI/CD pipelines. It's good to work on projects and open source to see how people get to collaborate. So for building the foundation, you have to identify your purpose. And what this does is that for PyCoin, I got in as a co-lead, and then the guy who used to host it was like, Monica, I feel like you're best at this. So could you just take over? So I took it over from last year, and I had to identify my purpose because I was coding in Python, and that's why I felt it was best for me to like um, just lead the Python community. And then you need to define your audience. I'm going to talk about how more of this, how you do it. But for me, what I did, we have a meetup group. Meetup is, I think, one of the biggest, in my opinion, a platform where we've managed to get and collect most of our members, because once they register, we post all the updates over there. So your audience could be people who code in Python or a specific programming language, or people who engage around that environment. And then with that, you need to establish a core value. You need to make sure that everybody feels accepted, build more collaboration, and also be the forefront. Like what I did, I think what I've done for myself is when I went for PyCon US this year, so many people in my community who are so happy, and like, yeah, Monica, we're so happy you came. I brought them pins. Like I collected a lot of posters, and I'm going to give them the next event. So this one makes me to be the person in the front to show people this is what I am for the community, and this is what I here to build. And just to make sure everybody sees that we're building the community and anyone can be anywhere they want. Right now, I'm encouraging them to apply for to speak at PyCon US, because speaking in an international event is a huge achievement that everybody needs in life. For engaging your communities, what I've been able to do, I've been able to create regular events. We have monthly PyCon meetups, which will be resuming next year, since we tend to hold PyCon 2025 in August. I'll announce the dates later on social media. And also, we've tend to utilize our online platforms like Meetup, Twitter, LinkedIn, and even our personal. So right now we're on Discord in collaboration with Black Python Devs. It's a very huge fan community for Blacks. And what Jay has tried to do is just bring all the Black Python developers together, collaborate, and talk about all the things that I'm going to do here. So as part of the Black Python devs, we have also PyCon Kenya inside it, just to make sure that we have several forums where everybody could just plug in themselves and find themselves welcome in the community. Also try to encourage my participants. When I tend to travel, I have a blog post where I write about the whole journey, how I travel, the people I got to meet, everything that I'd seen. I talk about the sprints, I talk about the workshop, just to make sure and tell people that this is what's happening outside our country, and this is what we need to embrace ourselves by doing. So for promoting inclusivity, you need to highlight the importance of diverse voices in tech, and also create a safe space to everyone to make sure they're heard. You also need to support and these underrepresented groups, like empower women. I belong to Women Tech Makers by Google, where we host events. We have at least once in a while, you have breakfast with women, just to encourage them that they can do better. And you are people feel like we can never do anything, but when we come together, we make a very huge community. So I'll talk briefly about some of the challenges that we do have. When it comes to organizing an event, we'll find that at times we have low engagement. We have funding issues from our sponsors, which happens at times. But now, thanks to like we just tend to manage, because if we can't find enough sponsors, we now narrow down to a smaller venue. If we can't find enough sponsors, we'll just try and give people t-shirts and avoid more swags in order to help us run with the budget to organize the event. Something about burnout, this is real. Once you've organized a tech event, please take some time off. Just take some time off to reflect how the event has been. Have feedbacks to enable people to give you feedback on how the event was. And then with that, you can make it, you can use that to improve in the next event and make it better each and every day. Some of the solutions that I would try and suggest to people is a regular check-in with members. Like for us, when we have monthly meetups, it's a regular check-in because when people come together, you get to collaborate, communicate, and talk about all your issues. It doesn't need to have to be Python, but just general things about how you love your community and everything. And diversity really helps. When you meet up with people, you get more resources and you share a lot of responsibilities in everyone. And we also have more communities in Kenya where the organizers we meet, we talk about our communities. Like, for example, in organizing DroidCon Kenya this year, we had a community day where every tech organizer would come and talk about what they do in the various communities. So this one enables the diversity of every community to come into the Android event and talk about everything that they need. So for collaboration and partnership, we work with local organizations and schools, and also sponsorship. We seek sponsors to everybody who feel like they relate to the event that you're organizing. For the cross-community collaboration, you need to engage with every tech community for a joint events. So yeah, that has been my presentation. I'm glad to have given this to anyone who's willing to be an organizer in tech, or you need just to scale up in order to make your event successful. And you can reach me on Twitter as Monique Oyugi, on LinkedIn is Monique Oyugi, and Mastodon as Monique. Thank you for today. See you next time. Bye.
A very big thank you to our speaker, Monica Oyugi, for inspiring and empowering us all to do more for open source. Thank you so much.